The two pigeons are at either end of a small ping-pong table. One pigeon pecks the ball as it comes toward him and knocks it toward the other pigeon.
Yes, that's exactly what you're seeing. Two pigeons playing ping pong. But why are you seeing this? For two reasons. The first, because I needed to grab your attention. The second, because two pigeons playing ping pong have everything to do with the theme of this video. People no longer pay attention, and this isn't just me saying it. Several studies indicate that excessive use of technology can negatively affect people's attention span. Psychologist Felipe Martin de Oliveira states, several studies show that excessive use of technology can affect various areas of life, such as focused attention and hyperactivity. For example, while you're watching this video, I'm sure that at some point you'll feel an overwhelming urge to check Instagram, access TikTok, and watch a bunch of quick, momentary videos. But who am I to blame you for that? I do it myself several times a day. But if you make a commitment with me to stick with this video until the end, I'll show you why most people nowadays can't focus on a task for more than 15 minutes. Lucas sat at the table determined to study for the test tomorrow. He opened the book, grabbed his notebook, and began reviewing his notes. 5 minutes later, he felt a slight boredom. Just a minute, he thought, picking up his phone. He opened the first video. Funny. The second one? Interesting. The third one? He'd already forgotten about the first. The fourth? He didn't even blink. When he realized it, 40 minutes had passed. Desperate, he dropped his phone and went back to the book. But something was wrong. The words seemed scrambled. The concepts that once made sense now felt distant. He was reading but not absorbing. It was as if his mind was short-circuiting, his thoughts jumping from one place to another, unable to fix on any idea for more than a few seconds. The feeling was strange, as if his brain was melting, slipping through his fingers, unable to grasp anything solid. The studying that once felt hard now seemed impossible. He tried to focus, but the need for instant stimulation had already taken over. The book felt boring, and the phone right there promised instant relief. Maybe just one more video, just one last one. This phenomenon is called brainrot. Brainrot, literally translated as brain decay, is a popular internet term used to describe the mental state of someone who consumes excessively superficial and quick content to the point where it harms their ability to focus and think deeply. It's as if the mind is being corroded, becoming increasingly scattered, restless, and unable to deal with anything that requires cognitive effort. This concept, although it seems modern, dates back to an idea already discussed in 1854 by Henry David Thoreau in the book Walden. Thoreau talked about how modern society was becoming a slave to distraction and superficiality, trading silence and contemplation for constant stimuli. He advocated for simplicity as a way to recover the depth of thought and escape the overload of useless information. The problem is that social media platforms were designed to exploit the weakness of our brains for instant rewards. Every scroll and every short video activates the dopamine system, giving us small doses of pleasure that make us crave more. Like a slot machine, short videos trap us in the expectation of the next stimulus, keeping us addicted without even realizing it. The result, our patience diminishes, our ability to concentrate deteriorates, and reality becomes unbearably monotonous. Reading a book, watching a long movie, or even being alone with our own thoughts becomes a challenge. It's as if the brain is disintegrating in the face of an endless stream of disposable stimuli. Psychologist B.F. Skinner revolutionized the science of behavior by demonstrating that it was possible to control the focus and actions of animals through positive and negative reinforcement. He created experiments where pigeons were trained to perform certain actions, like pecking a button or turning in circles, in exchange for rewards, usually food. The experiment was simple but powerful. The pigeons were placed in a box with a button. If they pecked the button at the right moment, they received food. Over time, they learned to repeat this behavior obsessively, conditioned by the expectation of a reward. Skinner also discovered that if the food was delivered unpredictably, the pigeons became even more addicted to the task, as the uncertainty made the search for the reward irresistible. Now think about social media. App developers realized they could apply the same logic to keep billions of people hooked on their platforms. Every notification, like, or new video acts as a reward, triggering small bursts of dopamine that make us crave more. And just like the pigeons, we become conditioned to keep scrolling, waiting for the next reward without knowing exactly when it will come. But app creators went even further. They developed algorithms that personalize content for each user. The short videos you see are different from those shown to someone else because the system learns your interests and gives you exactly what your brain craves. The more time you spend watching certain types of videos, the more the algorithm reinforces that pattern, creating an addictive loop of perfectly tailored stimuli. This happens because keeping people connected means more ads displayed, more engagement, and ultimately more money for these platforms. If people spent less time online, companies would lose billions of dollars. That's why everything is designed to make sure you never feel like leaving. The scariest part? Unlike Skinner's pigeons, who were forced to participate in the experiments, we enter this game voluntarily. We think we're in control, but in reality, we're being manipulated to spend more and more time consuming shallow content, while our ability to focus, reflect, and think critically is slowly being eroded. I did the same thing to you at the beginning of this video, and you might not have even noticed. I captured your attention with a video of pigeons playing ping pong. It seemed random, but in reality, it was bait to keep you watching longer. And you know what happened? You boosted my video's retention. That means the algorithm will recognize my content as engaging and show it to even more people. In the end, this helps me earn money through YouTube monetization. Yet I'm sorry, but you were just used. The difference? Instead of feeding you shallow, disposable content, I'm giving you something that actually adds value to your life. While others are just trying to steal your attention without offering anything in return, I want to help you see how your brain is being manipulated, and more importantly, how you can take back control. Have you ever caught yourself reaching for your phone without even realizing it, even when there were no new notifications? This behavior isn't random. It happens because our brains have been conditioned to seek small rewards throughout the day, even when they don't exist. Since the dawn of humanity, our focus was directed toward essential tasks. Neanderthals, for example, had to hunt, build shelters, and protect their families to survive. Non-essential activities, like distractions or play, were secondary because time and energy were precious resources. The problem is that today, most essential tasks don't require immediate effort. We don't need to hunt for food or build our homes with our own hands. This leaves us with free time, and instead of using it productively, our brains seek quick and easy rewards, like checking our phones for a new notification. This constant search for stimulation harms us more than we realize. Every time we switch between tasks, we activate different neural networks in the brain. When we're studying, for example, our deep attention network is engaged, helping with retention and learning. But the moment we interrupt our studies to check our phone, a different neural network takes over, the rapid stimulus network, which prepares us for quick, short responses like interactions on social media. The problem is that this switch doesn't happen instantly. Each time we shift focus, our brain needs time to readjust, and this transition period can be long enough to completely destroy our concentration. That's why a simple glance at your phone can turn minutes of productive study into a long period of distraction. In the end, we become trapped in a cycle where truly important tasks become harder to complete, while our attention becomes increasingly fragmented. With every notification, every quick look at our phone, we are training our brains to avoid deep focus. And that's exactly what prevents us from learning, growing, and reaching our full potential. Of course, technology has its value. Centuries ago, people would have given anything to access the resources we have today. Progress has brought incredible innovations, many of which genuinely make our lives easier. But at the same time, not all technologies contribute meaningfully to our well-being. Maybe they all do, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm just a man sharing my thoughts. What I do know for sure is that we must learn to control and moderate our use of technology so that we are not controlled by it. B.F. Skinner believes believed that his theories on human behavior could be used by social engineers to promote the greater good. He envisioned a future where, if applied correctly, his ideas could create more structured and developed societies, helping individuals adapt better to their social environment. His goal was to build more harmonious and organized communities, where behavior was shaped positively through rewards and punishments. However, this theory is a double-edged sword. What Skinner proposed as a way to improve society also opens the door to mass conditioning, something that could easily be exploited for manipulative purposes, leading to a form of insidious tyranny or even totalitarian regimes. The real danger is that, under the guise of promoting social well-being, people could be enslaved while paradoxically believing themselves to be free. And that's the key issue, understanding where our focus is being directed and how it's being stolen. As long as we keep trading our freedom for quick pleasures and superficial comfort, we may be allowing ourselves to be manipulated without even realizing it. The real question is, how much control over our own minds are we willing to surrender?